Well, the little ponds are just starting to really show up. Ain't they beautiful? And old Dirty Dan's moving around good this week. And so are the turkeys. Welcome, friends. Welcome to the foothills of the Smokies. Another chapter of As the Ridge Turns here in East Tennessee. Now, we've had a lot of rain, a lot of storms, and then it'd get hot. But it's almost summer just a few days, and the moon has just turned full a few days ago, so all the little ponds are being born, if not already. And I've got some beautiful captures this week of them. Hope y'all doing well out there, taking care of yourself and staying cool. So, let's see what's happened on the little old ridge this week. Now, down here at the pond, well, it's got water in it, but it won't hold it. The old swamp, I call it. But the animals still seem to love it. You just can't see them down here in this thick stuff. Well, guys, relax, enjoy yourself, and let's see all the precious little new ponds. So, let's get started. Now, here's a rare sight. A deer following a turkey around. You don't see that every day, that's for sure. And there's old Dirty Dan up there moving around on the ridge, out making his rounds. You're liable to see him anywhere. And the old deer, they just snip out this camera from time to time. That's a mommy doe right there. She's moving around. And she's so beautiful in herself. But look what's following. Ain't that beautiful? Little pond. And it's so precious. Exploring its new world. I hope to see more of them. They're just being born. But ain't that beautiful? And I've caught other captures of them running around with Mom. They're running now. If they can stay up with Mommy, they might survive. Ain't they beautiful? Running every which way. Precious, ain't they? And the deer, the ones that's not had their fawns or didn't have any, they just browse these woods, and there's a buck. He stumbled up on the camera, surprised him. And ain't he pretty? Growing them little antlers back. And there's old Dirty Dan down at the acorn pile. You liable to see him anywhere. And old Mr. Squirrel, he's always down here. But he ain't eating on the nuts today. He's eating on some kind of little plant, fruits. They always find something to eat on. And there's old Dirty Dan moving down a trail in the wheat, finding his favorite roots. And he's just running up down the trail. Of course, that looks like Diane there. But you never know. But see that little black tail? That looks like Dirty Dan. These cameras has got different tints on them, colors. And out in the woods, there's no coon during the day. Curious. And there's old Yeller out moving out in the woods, doing some hunting. And the turkey out and browsing around too. You liable to see them anywhere. Even on a foggy morning. Sneaking through. And down at the stump, yeah, the old blue jays seems like they here every week. And there's a coon during the day below the stump, moving through. Young coon. Yep, and the old squirrels are always here. Checking things out. Got them something to eat on. But they always find something that looks like a walnut from last year. They find them somewhere. And the deer. Some of these does still look heavy. And down at the cut, there's a big pretty tom coming through. Ain't he pretty? And at the log, looks like a cardinal. Here pecking around below the camera. Ain't he pretty? And there's a female cardinal. And a deer in the background just browsing wherever they leisure to. And there's little Chucky. But this is Ricky's home. He ain't far from it all the time. Gotta check it out. And he'll find something to eat on. Always does. But he has to say hi every once in a while. And at the tree, look at that big tom. That's a beautiful bird, ain't it? Just passing through. And that looks like old Dirty Dan down below the Rock Motel, cleaning his teeth on an old tree. And he heads up the motel. A lot of pictures of him this week. Cardinal flew by. And there's Ricky up at his perch at the motel. I always hear one time or another. But he shares it with the other little animals. The little birds love it too. But there's old Dirty Dan. What you up to, Dirty Dan? Checking things out on the patio, ain't you? Ain't you so comical? And he's sharpening his teeth or cleaning his teeth. Just cleaning his teeth there at the log perch. Checking the neighborhood out. Old Dirty Dan. He's just browsing around on the patio on a hot afternoon. Taking it easy. It just comes and goes. There he is again. Got that black tail. Well, see, you can't really tell. There's so many different types of groundhogs around here. But behind it, the back door, that looks like a family of wrens doing some insect cleaning here. They feeding on them bugs. You can see through there. Looks like old Dirty Dan prowling around out front. And he uses the back door on a wet day. And comes back in. Them little flies are flying around. But he just settles down. He's gonna take him a nap. Taking it easy, old Dirty Dan. And down at the pond, it's so growed up now. It's swamp down here. But the deer's still down in it. There's a young buck. See its antlers growing back. And on the other camera, they're in there. You just can't see them unless they step in front of the camera. Come dark, yeah, the little coons, they're out into something. What can we get into? Coming and a going. Don't matter on a rainy day or rainy night, they seem like they're always out on the prowl. And the old possums too. They like an old wet night. And there's a skunk below the stump. And that looks like smoke in the background there, moving through. And the old foxes, Freddy or Betty's out running around. You liable to see them anywhere too. They got young, I sure guarantee you they do. And the old young possums is out moving around on their own. And the old coon looks sad looking, don't he? He's down at the acre pile. And the little field mouse, they like getting the crumbs. And the deer browsing these woods, night or day. But you can see them. Some of them still look heavy. You remember these are a week old. When you see these, she's probably just had these by now. By the time you see this, look how heavy she is. She's heavy with fawn. And I hope she has twins. You can see compared to the other deer how big she is. Bless her heart. And down at the log, yeah, the old coon's moving through. But he'll find something. He's chasing bugs here. And that looks like old socks moving through. Down the tree, the coon family just making a round. And yeah, they'll make the rounds up the Rock Motel. They always do. Normal routine. See what's new. Move on. And the possums are still always here too. But a lot of these little animals, they get run off or scared off. These old feral cats running around. That's Socks. He's going to try again to get him another one of them field mice here at the rock. He's waiting patiently for that mouse to show himself. But a mouse ain't that dumb. He ain't coming out there. He's still here in the back. And up on the ridge, that looks like smoke moving through. But the old coyotes, they're always here. Moving around looking for these little animals, these precious fawns. Now here's a precious picture of a mommy being awful cautious as she comes through. She's got her little baby with her. Ain't it precious? I hope they survive. Down at the pond, yeah, I know the coons are here. That was a possum moving through. And I know they're here on top of my camera on a wet night, shaking all the wet and rain off the leaves. But come daylight, these animals are here. You just can't see them. It's all growed up here. Look at it. A doe here enjoying it. And at dawn, all the little animals moving around pretty good. There's a big tom moving up the cut. And they're off the roost, these turkey. They moving around pretty good. And all the deer are. They use this is just a crossing area for the little animals. Even the coons are still up during the morning. But they'll turn into their dens soon enough. And the little deer herd, they just browsing through. Another day unfolds here on the ridge. There's a little young buck with a doe. Well there, buddy, it's time for the little squirrels. They don't waste no time out in these woods. This looks like a little mating pair out doing their thing. Playing and watching out for each other. And they're so comical. They have a good time all day long. And if there's a nut to be found, they'll find it. Well, guys, that's just what's stepped in front of the cameras this week. God bless every one of you. Take care and turn in next week for another chapter of As the Ridge Turns. So take care, God bless, and I'll see you next time.